afternoon and a warm welcome to KBC Lunchtime News on this third day of October 2021. A very instrumental day for Kenya, if you ask me. Today, the 41st edition of the London Marathon, and just checked is that we are slightly over the 1 hour 20-minute mark, and Kenyans together with the Ethiopians are leading the pack, or we can say is Go Team Kenya. Well, back to the news. My name is Njue, and Anwangeshi will be our sign language interpreter for this bulletin. Straight to the news. Kenya and South Sudan have signed a memorandum of understanding to promote peace and allow the construction of a road linking the two countries at Nadapal to be done uninterrupted. While signing the agreement, South Sudan's Southern Equatorial State Governor Louis Lobong said they had passed the message to communities living along the border on the resolutions and asked them to support the peace process. During the signing of the peace memorandum, where Kenya was represented by Turkana Governor Josephat Nanok, Petroleum and Mining Cabinet Secretary John Monyes, and Turkana County Commissioner Mudhama Wambua, the leaders noted that conflicts had disrupted construction of the road linking the two countries.
We are taking a team of 50 from each country to go and see how other communities who live in the border exist peacefully. They are not. The border does not mean that if you are Toposa and you are said you are in Kenya, or you are Turkana and you are told now you are now in South Sudan, you can still continue enjoying your life and doing business.
Wambua said in the agreement, concerns raised by over 300 transporters who had sought audience with him over insecurity and the poor state of the road at the border had been addressed.
This morning, we signed an agreement between the county, Turkana County government and Eastern Equatorial government to improve the security along the border. And the reason why we are here, we came to disseminate, to inform the authorities and the communities along the border here that this is going to take place, and we need their support to provide security for the contractors.
The security teams from both countries also traveled to Nadapal to share the resolutions with the communities living along the border. Under the deal, teams from both countries will provide security to the contractor to ensure the road is completed by February next year without any hitches, and priority given to those from Turkana and Toposa for employment. Moving on, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya has defended his track record, saying the sector continues to grow, contrary to allegations by a section of politicians that there has been no development since he took charge of the ministry. Munya said many reforms had been undertaken, especially in the tea sector, where farmers are set to get more value for their produce. Speaking at Kiegoi Tea Factory in Igembe South Sub-County and Njue Mekoro Tea Factory in Tigania East Sub-County, both in Meru County, Munya also said the government is working to ensure the Somali Mira market is reopened, as well as sourcing for new markets.
Management ya KTBA from headquarters na factory 21 itumiara na ituaritire ngwenje ya tutaritire.
Siasa na uongozi ni kusaidia wananchi, si ndio? Hakuna umuhimu ingine kilia ati kwa sababu wamepata viti hiyo ndio mwisho wa dunia. Sisi utafuta viti ndio tutumie hivyo viti kama ngao ya kushughulikia maslahi ya wananchi. Toko ya miraa ya Mogadishu Somalia ni serikali ya Somalia, si ndio? Mimi sifanyi kazi huko, lakini mimi najaribu kila siku kuongea nao tuone kama inaweza funguka. Na president pia anashughulikia hiyo kila siku. Mmemuona tukikutana na minister wa huko. Sasa kama mvua imenyesha huko mafuriko, ile landing site imefurika, utaimaliza namna gani? Sasa yule anarate badala na ripoti anaambiwa hiyo kwa sababu haijamalizika, kwa sababu kulinyesha huko, maji kakuwa mingi, ikafurika huko, ikaziba hiyo project. Sasa tunaihamisha, bado naretiwa, ndio hapana, wewe maliza hiyo project ndio tukurate vizuri.
Mweri kama ndile payment ya kilo tutora kwa wana siringi increment.
From Meru to the city, where residents of Dandora in Nairobi County say they are eagerly awaiting implementation of the July ruling that ordered a relocation of the Dandora dump site to save them from harmful material emissions. Led by Embakasi North MP James Gakuya, the residents are calling on the Nairobi Metropolitan Services (NMS) and the National Environment Management Authority (NEMA) to move with speed and relocate the dump site as ordered by the court before the February 2022 deadline.
Kiza anakuambia nini? Sababu leo na labda mheshimiwa kujua, ndio maana tuliwaleta Kenyago.
Mara mingi nimekuwa nikipiga vita ya hiyo shimo taka ama Dandora dump site. Kana na watu wanaitwa ufanisi wa kule Korogosho, tukaungana tukashikana na wakaenda kotini kwa niaba ya neighborhood, na Julai 15 mwaka huu tukapewa order ya mahakama kwamba hii shimo taka ifungwe, na watu wanaitwa NEMA walipewa kipindi ya miezi 6 peke yake wawe wamefunga hiyo shimo taka. Ukiangalia hizo maroli, mimi nakujaga saa 8 ya usiku hapa, ukija unakuta zimefunga mpaka barabara yote, zinamwaga hiyo maji, na hiyo maji ni acid kwa rami ile tumejega juzi. Hiyo ni kumaanisha hii barabara bandara ya kwenda miaka 10 haitaenda, itaenda miaka 2 ama miaka 3 imalizo na hiyo acid, na ikiisha huyo NMS utamuona tena arekebisha hiyo barabara.
Tunaona phase 1 haitujengea ofisi ambayo ni yenu, ofisi ya senior chief hapa, hasa hii dump site. Mara nyingi sana watu utasikia wanalalamika juu ya kifua. Ni kwa maana hewa ambayo we mwenyewe unapata iko toxic. Ni hewa mbaya. Na ni bata kuliko hata corona. Manake ukipuruza kwa muda mrefu, ukikaa ukinhale that air, I think at long last kwa maisha yako at one point utakuwa na ugonjwa wa kifua.
Lakini ndio hata na changamoto moja, tunakaribia mambo ya siasa. Watu wa siasa.
Elsewhere, Water, Sanitation and Irrigation Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki has directed the contractor undertaking construction of the multi-million shillings All-Kalau sewerage system to institute a 24-hour program to ensure completion of the project in the next 2 months. The national government is working round the clock to implement development projects worth billions of shillings in Nyandarua County and other parts of the country.
The All-Kalau sewerage system, the first in Nyandarua County, is being constructed on 26 acres of land in Matathi area in Nyandarua County. It is expected to be commissioned for use in December. Water, Sanitation and Irrigation Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki, who visited the construction site, urged the county government to give the contractors necessary support, including security, to ensure timely completion of the project.
This project will be covering or giving us, once complete, over 10 kilometers of sewer trunk lines, and we do anticipate we will be having over 500 consumer connections. It is a big project by all standards. It is the first project of this nature in All-Kalau. 4 hours, if that becomes necessary for us to meet the targets for this project. It's important in many ways. One, because it is going to elevate the status of All-Kalau town in terms of the value of land, because the minute you have sewer connection, it means from a business and economic point, from a health point, and from an environmental point, that the benefits are going to begin accruing.
Her sentiments were echoed by Central Rift Valley Waterworks Development Agency, Benson Muhia, who assured that quality work will be delivered.
We just came here to ensure that this project that is so important is on schedule, and we are so happy to see and to confirm that it's on program. And as it has already been indicated, by the end of this year, we believe that it will be launched and completed and launched.
The 684 million shillings sewerage project funded by the Africa Development Bank and the national government entails construction of water treatment plant, a water supply network sewerage system, and a wastewater network.
Older citizens in Siaya County are decrying neglect from the government, citing inability to access healthcare facilities or services at their local facilities as one of their major challenges. Consequently, the senior citizens now want stringent oversight of the National Health Insurance Fund (NHIF), which they claim has remained ineffective despite them subscribing to the cover.
Citizens in Siaya County are aggrieved. They say they cannot access proper healthcare services despite subscribing to the National Health Insurance Fund.
When it comes to hospital insurance, it is true government is not paying anything for older persons. Government started to identify older persons getting the fund for Wazee, and they paid for only 1 month. Thereafter, that thing got finished.
During celebrations held in Uganda to mark the International Day of Older Persons, they decried exposure to health risks associated with old age, saying many are missing their medical checkups due to financial constraints.
I request the hospital personnel to move nearer and some of them to be trained on such diseases so as to assist older persons.
During the same celebrations in Busia County, senior citizens appealed to the government to increase allocations in the cash transfer scheme to improve their livelihoods. The event held in conjunction with Help Age International saw the older citizens receiving COVID-19 vaccines and medical checkups.
In some communities, including Busia, older people face a lot of abuse. The older women face sexual abuse. Older men face harassment that is aligned to property. People want to succeed you while you are still alive.
We've been doing a lot of mobilization to ensure that this age, we know quite well that this age is very delicate. So we are encouraging them to get the vaccine.
Purity Museo, Lunchtime News.
Let's now shift focus to matters politics, where Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has challenged the church to remain the conscience and moral compass of the society. Speaking in Machakos County, Kalonzo cautioned church leaders against being enticed into corrupt ways, terming the church as the last line of defense for the country. Meanwhile, elders from 5 clans of Laikipia Maasai in Laikipia County have declared former National Assembly Speaker Francis Ole Kaparo as the group's spokesperson in a move to stop what they term as representation by outsiders.
While traversing the counties of Machakos and Kitui, as well as Mwingi West constituency, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka cautioned the church to stand firm on its doctrines.
I still remember nyakati za Bishop Ndingi Mwana Anzeki when he was a bishop of Nakuru, the later Bishop Getari, Bishop Muge, walikuwa wanaandika pastoral letter na kupeana msimamo wa kiroho ili inchi isiangamie. Lakini siku hizi maaskofu wanaenda kuongwa na church isionekane wanatumiwa na wanasiasa wafisadi. Kwa sababu ufisadi ukiingia kwa kanisa, inchi itakuwa wapi ndugu zangu? Kwa hivyo lazima sasa mjitokeze.
And in Laikipia County, elders drawn from Njue, Mukokondo, Lewaso, Digiri and Mumunyot have declared former National Assembly Speaker Francis Ole Kaparo as the group's spokesperson.
Sisi ni watu ya amani na sisi wenyewe ndio tunatafuta amani. Na hapa Laikipia jamii yote ambayo iko Kenya iko hapa na kuna haki ya kuishi hapa. Ndio tumechagua Mheshimiwa Ole Kaparo, the former speaker, ndio atakuwa anaongea juu yetu.
These as elected leaders in the region called on the government to continue with the ongoing operation to flush out illegal herders and bandits. And the Service Party leader Mwangi Njue has warned the 2022 general election presidential hopefuls from Mount Kenya region to be wary of the political waves.
Nobody can say in certainty that I have already taken over Mount Kenya region, because already we have been there. There have not been any good teams that have been competing there. We have been there as small parties, and some parties have been penetrating. But as you listen to what has been happening in the last 1 week in Mount Kenya region, it is very clear that everybody has a chance.
He was speaking in Loitoktok, Kajiado County, where he drummed up support for his party. Kamche Menza for Lunchtime News.
And at about 15 minutes past the hour, we are taking a short quick break, but don't go, we still have more news, including our special feature on the Human Milk Bank. Not forgetting sports. We'll be back in a few.
Breastfeeding can save the lives of especially premature babies from life-threatening infections. But what if a mother is unable to breastfeed?
Sasa nilishikwa na stress, hata sikuwa na weza toa maziwa ya kutosha.
And that is the most reason why the preterm babies don't make it.
The Pumwani Maternity Hospital Human Milk Bank is, however, changing that narrative. Meet the mothers donating their milk to save lives.
Wanafurahia sana. Zinaweza kuwa mama mwingine, yani naweza itwa mama na watoto wengi.
Join Marie Yambo for this special feature, The Milk of Life, this Saturday at 7 and 9 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back and thanks for keeping it KBC. Let's have a look at the drought situation in the country, where residents of Mosiro in Narok County are staring at starvation as their only source of water is on the verge of drying up completely. The water pan, which serves tens of families in the area, is running dry, and locals are worried if nothing is done, they may lose their lives and those of their livestock. Purity Musel with that report.
In normal circumstances, Karimoto water pan is always the size of a water lake. For years, thousands of residents have drawn water for both consumption and their livestock from this water pan. The rate at which water levels are going down is worrying.
Tuna shida nyingi ya maji. Tuna silanga moja ambayo sisi tunaangalia eneo la Kormoto, Tikako area mpaka Ndurumeti. Hii moja tu ndio sisi tuko naye, na ng'ombe kama 2,000 ndio wanakunywa, watu pia na ni wengi sana.
Kiangazi imezidi sana, so ni maji ndio kumebaki naye. Tunatumia maji watoto na ng'ombe na watu wote. So na watu kama saizi watu wa 15,000 kuanzia Tikako, Kormoto na wengine kutoka Mosiro tunatumia maji na hii maji imeisha.
There is no single river in the area and the lives of tens of families are at risk. Narok County Natural Resources Vice Chair Nicholas Olemurero is pleading with the national government to rescue locals.
Serikali ya juu iweze kuwa na storage ya kuweka matangi ili wananchi wake kuletea maji, waache kuhama hata ng'ombe zao pia wanahitaji maji.
In Baringo County, lack of proper coordination among stakeholders in water distribution in the area has been cited as a major hindrance to locals getting enough water. In a meeting of relevant stakeholders, experts said lack of access to clean water has contributed to increasing cases of waterborne diseases in the area.
To actualize the objective and the need of having our communities accessing better sanitation and also accessing water.
Purity Museo, Lunchtime News.
Now, a family in Kilome, Makueni County is appealing to well-wishers to help them raise 1 million shillings for their kin to undergo a mastectomy and chemotherapy sessions at the Kenyatta National Hospital. Magdalene Mutindi was diagnosed with breast cancer last year, and her medical bills have exhausted her family's finances. The family says Magdalene requires the urgent surgery to save her life. 34-year-old Magdalene Mutindi goes on her normal duties from her home in Kimakiu, Kalonzoni Ward, Makueni County. From a distance, it's hard to tell what she has been through since she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in March 2020.
Kutoka last year nimekuwa sisikii vizuri. Mwezi wa 3 nilianza kusikia uvimbe kwa matiti. Na hiyo uvimbe ilikuwa kidogo na si kujua kama ni kitu bani, niliona tu ni kitu ya kawaida. Na hiyo uvimbe ikaanza kugrow. Kufikia mwezi wa 6 uvimbe bado ikawa inagrow kutoka mwezi wa 3.
Mutindi, a salonist by profession, had to stop working because of her ailment.
Nyata wakapata ni cancer na iko stage 3. Sasa hiyo imepanda, imetoka stage 2 imeenda stage 3. Sasa kutoka hapo kurudisha results kwa daktari, aliniambia hiyo matiti isipotolewa yote, hiyo cancer itaspread na itaenda stage 4 na itakuwa shida kutibiwa.
Her family has exhausted their funds and are now seeking help from well-wishers for her to undergo the mastectomy and chemotherapy sessions to save her life.
Kenyatta walikuwa wanahitaji 300, hiyo ni ya surgery peke yake. Sasa chemotherapy ilikuwa kando, radiotherapy ilikuwa kando, immunotherapy zilikuwa kando. Sasa hiyo ilikuwa tu ni ya surgery peke yake. Ilikuwa inakuja around 1 am. Ndio nipate matibabu yote ikiwa full, nisiachie katikati.
Her mother Agnes Mutisia says life has become increasingly difficult to cater for both her medication and diet.
Maisha yamekuwa ngumu kwa kuwa chakula yake ni shida. Hawezi akakula kile tunakula. Na mimi sikuangi na kazi ambao mimi naweza kumsaidia. Kile kiko, naomba kila mtu kwa heshima anisaidie kwa hii matibabu, kwa kuwa sina nguvu ya kumsaidia.
Donations can be channeled to Magdalene Mutindi Kinyili on M-Pesa number 0759 474 473. Let our Kenyan spirit kick in and we assist Magdalene so that she may access the surgery. Moving on, Mwalimu National Sacco will start restructuring all its non-profitable investments in a move aimed at making it more competitive in the market. This follows ratification of the proposal by delegates who attended a special general meeting at the Bomas of Kenya. Acting Chairman James Oirere said the Sacco, with membership of over 104,000, will continue supporting members to achieve their dreams through introduction of new products.
Which are not giving us profitability, and to make sure that the leaders have given us authority so that we rate our management to continue implementing the decisions which we have passed today, so that our organizations can be profitable, can be able to give surplus to our members for what they have invested for. And I want to assure you that we have met those resolutions as leaders. We have made resolutions. I know you want to know about Spirebank, and we have made sure that in the future we are going to make sure that it operates within its independence. We are sure that the Power Bank cannot affect Mwalimu National Sacco in any way, because these are two entities, one which is regulated by SASRA and the other one is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
Now, exclusive breastfeeding has been proven to be one of the best ways of providing abundant and easily absorbed nutrients and live antibodies from mother to child. But what if a mother cannot produce breast milk? Well, a revolutionary idea at the Pumwani Maternity Hospital is bridging this gap, saving the lives of thousands of new babies. KBC's Marie Yambo spent some time with donors and beneficiaries of the Human Milk Bank and sought to know how it operates. Take a look.
The largest maternity hospital in Kenya, Pumwani Maternity Hospital is probably the busiest, delivering over 60 babies each day. It is here that I find Mary Awor, a mother of 4, who recently delivered preterm twins, Elizabeth Agatha and Maria.
Vile nilikuwa huko nasari, nilikuwa na maziwa ya kutosha. Sasa vile nilianza stress, nikukumbuka mambo za nyumbani, watoto wenye wako kwa nyumba, bwana pia hana kazi, hawezi enda kazi vizuri, juu ako na watoto wengine. Sasa nilishikwa na stress, hata sikuwa na weza toa maziwa ya kutosha watoto wawili.
Luckily for Mary, the hospital is equipped with a human milk bank supplied by mothers just like her.
Sasa nilikaa for 2 days kama sijakubali nipewe hiyo maziwa. Sasa hiyo siku nilikuwa napewa maziwa, watoto walikuwa na njaa sana. Nikasema wacha tu niende nichukue hii maziwa, juu kama wamama wengine wanachukua hii maziwa na watoto wako wako sawa, simi pia niende nichukue hii maziwa, inaweza saidia watoto wangu.
Preterm babies are more susceptible to infections that could prove fatal, but which can be prevented through breastfeeding. Njue is a nurse and a counselor at the newborn unit.
Preterm babies are the ones who are exposed to a bowel condition that is called neck. The bowel movement is affected, and that is the most reason why the preterm babies don't make it.
Does it mean anybody can come and donate, or where do you get your donors from?
So basically our donors are inpatient mothers are the ones who donate the milk, and it's a completely voluntary service.
Sadia Fataha was once a beneficiary but now donates to the Human Milk Bank.
Umekuja kudonate tena?
Mama wengine unazaa, unarusha mtoto, anaenda anaokotwa, saa analetwa hapa. Kuletwa hapa unajua kuna mama wa kumpea maziwa. Ile hati na kushika sana, unapata unakuja unadonate maziwa. Wanafurahia sana. Wana zinaweza kuwa mama mwingine, yani naweza itwa mama na watoto wengi.
After collection in sterilized bottles, the milk is labeled for ease of tracking before it undergoes quality control and assurance process to ensure it is safe for consumption. The milk can be preserved for up to 3 months for preterm milk and 6 months for term milk. So then how do you know how much to prescribe? You know, I understand you prescribe it just the way you can prescribe medicine.
The clinician will calculate the baby's feeds according to the baby's weight, and from there we are able to know how much to give the baby.
The Human Milk Bank is just one of the measures to reduce the number of infants dying in the first 28 days of life. The neonatal death rate in the country is currently at 22 deaths in every 1,000 live births as per the 2014 Kenya Demographic and Health Survey. The aim is to reduce the infant death rate to 10 per 1,000 live births by 2035. For Mary and other mothers, they cannot be any happier than seeing their babies grow healthy and strong.
Sasa vile walianza kunipea hiyo maziwa, watoto walianza kuongeza kilo. Juu niliingia hapa kwa KMC, first twin alikuwa na 1.2 na second twin alikuwa na 900 grams. Sasa nilianza kupewa hiyo maziwa, naona change. Wameongeza kilo, first twin sasa yako 1.5, huyo mwingine ako 1.3.
Maria Ambo reporting for the Lunchtime News.
Let's now cross over to sports and some good news from the 41st edition of the London Marathon, where Kenyan Jocelyn Jepkosgei has just won the women marathon. The men's marathon is still underway, and what we can say is Wembeni Huo, go Team Kenya. And I'm informed that Lema is the one leading the men's marathon. Of course, we will bring you a more detailed report on the same in our subsequent bulletin. Well, moving on, reigning champions Atletico de Madrid went level with Real Madrid at the top of Spanish La Liga table and inflicted further damage on Ronald Koeman's struggling Barcelona with a deserved 2-0 win in Spain's capital. Here are the highlights of what happened in the Spanish top league.
Now here's an opening for Thomas Lemar. Can he finish? There's the answer. Atletico take the lead.
Fantastic combination. We were talking about Luis Suarez. He's not on the ball. It's about the movement.
A typical Luis Suarez goal. And he's done it against his former club amid all the acrimony following his departure.
That's all the time we had for KBC Lunchtime News. Of course, we are keeping our eyes peeled for the London Marathon results, which we will be communicating to you via our social media spaces and also in our subsequent bulletin. My name is Njue, and Anwangeshi has been my co-host on the bottom right of your screen. Have yourself a blessed Sunday afternoon.
Vera Beauty College.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725-923-550 Nairobi branch, 0728-087-689 Eldoret branch, 0722-227428 Thika branch, 0725-000-706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our difference. different stories. We are capable, beautiful. We are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
Health complication issues have resulted in various disabilities, sometimes due to late diagnosis, and therefore there's no room for intervention, while at other times the only option is to save a life. In today's episode, we'll feature two individuals who acquired their disability through health complications. I'm your host, Jen Theory. Welcome.
We're differently abled, differently.
Patricia Munene had to resort to doing business in order to be able to meet her financial needs and to be able to take care of her daughter and her grandchild. Take a look at that story.
Stroke is the most common cause of disability, yet there is no consensus in the literature on how to measure and describe disability from stroke. Patricia Munena narrates how her daughter, Rosie Siombua, got disability.
94 ndiye alikonjeka. Akakonjeka na tukampeleka Kenyatta. Kumpeleka Kenyatta ndio akalazwa miezi 6. Kuendelea hivyo mwezi wa 7 akatoka. Kutoka akakuja hapa kwa nyumba. Akaendelea tu na kuenda Kenyatta kile Monday. Ngaona sina nguvu. Pakaenda ngambia mtu mwingine wa kwetu hapa anaitwa Njelemia Katiku. Hapa Alambi. Ndio akakuwa nakitoa hiyo pesa ya kwenda Kenyatta. Na mama mwingine hapa anaitwa mama, nilikuwa tunaitana mama Tapi. Ndio akakuwa akanisaidia.
Joining Disability Club is what made Rosie Siombua's mom open business in support of her child and granddaughter.
Madhi akaniwekea biashara, biashara yangu na nauza mandizi, tishu na kukoroga sabuni na kadhalika.
Disabilities got after stroke are impaired speech, restricted physical abilities, paralysis of limbs on one side of the body, and a slowed ability to communicate. Rosie tells us briefly on how her speech was affected after the stroke.
Nikijam sana kuongea siwezi. Kuongea siwezi mpaka nitulie mpaka memory kuje. Mtu anaongea sana siwezi ongea